How I got $1,000 in free travel. A no BS credit card strategy. Before we start, you may see a few ads. Thank you for letting them play, so I can keep bringing you free, actionable advice. Now let's continue. Look, if you have ever sat there wondering why your credit card points never seem to add up to anything meaningful, I want you to stay right here, because this video is going to change the way you think about all of it. I am talking about a strategy that took me from earning random reward points with no direction to generating over 1,000 USD in completely free travel. And I want to walk you through exactly how I did it, step by step, in plain language. No hype, no tricks, just the real framework. By the time we are done, you are going to understand why the Chase Sapphire Preferred, the American Express Gold Card, the Capital One Venture X, and the Chase Freedom Unlimited each play a very specific, very intentional role in this strategy. You're going to understand how to time your card applications so they work in your favor, how to use transfer partners to multiply the value of your points, and how to do all of this without ever carrying a balance. Before we wrap up, I will bring it all together and walk you through the final numbers. So make sure you stay with me to the end. Let me start with what I call the $1,000 travel framework, because this is the foundation everything else is built on. Here is what most people get wrong. They think about credit card rewards the way they think about a scratch-off lottery ticket, something nice if it happens, but nothing you plan around. That is exactly backwards. The people who consistently travel for free are not lucky. They have a system, and that system is built on three things: capturing welcome bonuses at the right time, routing your everyday spending through the right cards for the right categories, and understanding how to use transfer partners to squeeze the most value out of every single point you have earned. Get those three things right, and $1,000 in free travel is not a stretch goal. It is just a matter of time. So let us talk about welcome bonus architecture, because honestly, this is the single most powerful move in the entire playbook. Think of a welcome bonus the way a seasoned investor thinks about a short-duration, high-yield opportunity. It is available for a defined window, it requires a minimum commitment, and the return it delivers in that short period is something no amount of regular spending can replicate on its own. Here is how to approach it correctly. You do not apply for multiple cards at the same time. You pick one card, you apply, and you make sure the minimum spending requirement lines up with purchases you were already going to make anyway. Groceries, utilities, a home repair you have been putting off, those count. What you never want to do is spend money you would not have spent otherwise just to chase a bonus. That defeats the entire purpose. Once you hit the threshold through organic spending, the bonus posts, and that lump sum point value becomes the bedrock of your travel fund. One important note here: if you are running any of this through a business entity, please talk to a qualified CPA about how rewards interact with your deductible expenses. The IRS has specific positions on this, and your situation may vary. Now, the first card I want to talk about is the Chase Sapphire Preferred, and I want to frame it around what I call the Chase Sapphire Preferred float strategy, because there is a layer to this card that most people completely overlook. When you put a purchase on the Sapphire Preferred, you have somewhere between 25 and 55 days before that money actually leaves your bank account. That window is called the float period. And here is how a financially sharp person uses it. You keep that equivalent cash sitting in a high-yield savings account while the billing cycle runs. You earn interest on money you have already technically spent. Then you clear the balance in full on the due date. Now, I know that sounds like a small thing, but when you start running a few $1,000s a month through a card and you are consistently doing this, it adds up. and that is before you have earned a single reward point. On top of that, the Sapphire Preferred earns elevated points on travel and dining, and it plugs you into Chase's Ultimate Rewards transfer network, which is one of the most valuable and flexible point currencies in the market. Those points are not locked into one airline. They go where you need them to go. The second card is the American Express Gold Card, and the reason it earns a separate spot in this portfolio, rather than just doubling up on the Sapphire Preferred, comes down to what I think of as the Amex Gold Dining Cost Basis Advantage. The Gold Card earns at a high rate on dining and U.S. supermarket purchases. For most households, those two categories represent a significant and predictable chunk of monthly spending. So instead of letting that spending earn at a flat, uninspiring rate, you route it through the Gold Card and watch the points stack up meaningfully. But here is the part that really matters strategically. The points you earn on the Amex Gold go into American Express membership rewards, which is an entirely separate transfer ecosystem from Chase. That means you now have two pools of transferable points, each with access to different airline and hotel partners. You are not depending on a single issuer. If one program devalues its currency or a particular transfer partner runs low on award availability, you have another pool to draw from. That diversification is genuinely valuable, and it is exactly the kind of thinking that separates a casual rewards earner from someone who consistently extracts maximum value from their spending. Now let us talk about the Capital One Venture X, and I want to address the annual fee head-on, because that is usually the first thing people push back on. The Venture X fee arbitrage is real, and here is what I mean by that. Yes, the Venture X carries a premium annual fee, but when you actually break down what you get back, the annual travel portal credit, the anniversary bonus miles you receive every year just for holding the card, the net cost of card ownership drops significantly from that headline number. In a lot of cases, a cardholder who does nothing more than use the travel credit and collect the anniversary miles is already net positive before they have spent a single dollar on the card. That is a fee structure worth paying attention to. Beyond the fee math, the Venture X earns a flat rate on every purchase, with higher rates on travel through Capital One's platform. If you are someone with irregular spending, maybe you are retired, or your business expenses are unpredictable month to month, a flat-rate card removes the mental overhead of tracking which category earns what. Every dollar earns at the same competitive rate, and you never have to think about it. And the lounge access that comes with the card, that is not a luxury. That is reclaimed productivity time when you are traveling for work or for an important trip. Here is where the strategy gets genuinely interesting. The Chase Freedom Unlimited ecosystem play. On the surface, the Freedom Unlimited looks like a simple cashback card. And it is, until you pair it with the Sapphire Preferred. Here is the mechanism. When you hold both cards, the cashback you earn on the Freedom Unlimited does not stay as cash. It converts into transferable Chase Ultimate Rewards points at a 1-to-1 ratio. So now, the spending you put on your Freedom Unlimited, all the everyday purchases that do not fall into a premium earning category, is flowing into the same point pool you can transfer to airlines and hotels through the Sapphire Preferred. You are using the Freedom Unlimited as a funnel. Everything that does not go on the Sapphire Preferred or the Amex Gold goes on the Freedom Unlimited, and it all ends up as high-quality, transferable currency. This is the kind of multi-instrument portfolio thinking that makes the entire strategy more efficient than any single card could be on its own. Let me spend a moment on transfer partner liquidity, because this is honestly where the real leverage lives. Both Chase Ultimate Rewards and Amex Membership Rewards work like point clearinghouses. You accumulate points in your account, and those points stay flexible. They can go to any of their transfer partners, until the moment you actually make a transfer. Once you transfer, the points are committed and the value is locked in. So the smart move is to wait. You hold your points in that flexible state until you find the specific redemption that makes sense. And typically, the best opportunities are in premium cabin seats on international routes, where the cents per point value on a transfer can be 2, 3, even 4 times higher than what you would get cashing out for a statement credit. To put that in concrete terms, a business class seat that might retail for $3,000 could potentially clear for 60,000 transferred points. If you had cashed those same 60,000 points out as statement credits, you would have gotten $600. That arbitrage, the gap between the fixed cash value and the flexible transfer value, is the engine that powers the $1,000 outcome at the center of this whole conversation. I want to pause here and address something that is genuinely important, especially if you are a business owner, an investor, or anyone who might be applying for a commercial loan or refinancing a mortgage in the next few years. The credit utilization and future borrowing relationship is something most rewards content skips entirely, and it can catch people off guard. When you are running a meaningful amount of spending through multiple cards, your reported utilization ratio, the percentage of your available credit that shows as used, can spike during a billing cycle, even if you are planning to pay the balance in full. The reason this matters is that credit bureaus capture your balance at the statement closing date, not the payment due date. So if your statement closes when your balance is high, that high utilization gets reported, even if you pay it off a week later. The fix is simple once you know it. Pay your balance down before the statement closes, not just before the due date. That one habit keeps your reported utilization low, protects your credit score, and preserves your borrowing posture for any commercial financing you might need down the road. Now, I want to be really clear with you about tax timing and IRS considerations, because this is an area where it is easy to assume the rules are simpler than they are. For personal cardholders, the IRS has historically treated credit card rewards as a rebate on your purchases, not as taxable income. So if you earn miles on your Amex Gold when you buy groceries, there is no tax event. That is the settled, general understanding. But for business owners, it gets more nuanced. When you deduct a business expense on your tax return, and that same purchase also earned you rewards, the IRS may treat the rewards as a partial reduction of the deduction, not as a separate income item, but as something that affects the net deductibility of that expense. And for anyone operating through an S-Corp, the line between personal and business spending has to be clean and well documented. I am not going to pretend to give you specific tax advice, because your situation is yours and mine is mine. What I will say is this: before you integrate any card reward strategy into a business expense or tax planning framework, sit down with a qualified CPA. That conversation is worth more than any amount of points you could earn. Here is a concept that separates the people who actually extract full value from their points from the people who let them sit in an account for years and never use them: point valuation methodology. The mistake most people make is looking at their points balance, multiplying by 1 cent, the issuer's standard statement credit rate, and thinking that is what their points are worth. It is not. That is the floor. Transferable currencies like Chase Ultimate Rewards and Amex Membership Rewards have variable ceilings depending entirely on how you redeem them. Somebody redeeming for a domestic economy seat might get 1.5 cents per point. Somebody who takes the time to search for premium cabin availability on a partner airline might get 2.5 to 3 cents per point on that exact same currency. For this strategy, I have built the numbers around conservative assumptions, because I want this to work for you even if you never find a business class sweet spot. The welcome bonuses alone, valued conservatively, are enough to clear the $1,000 mark. Everything else is upside. Let me bring the 4 cards together now and explain how multi-card portfolio stacking works as a unified system. Because the value here is not in any single card. It is in the way they complement each other. The Sapphire Preferred is your anchor. It handles travel and dining, and it is your gateway to the Chase transfer network. The Amex Gold takes care of dining and grocery, building your membership rewards balance in a parallel ecosystem. The Capital One Venture X handles everything that does not fit a bonus category, earning a flat competitive rate on every remaining dollar with no category juggling required. And the Chase Freedom Unlimited sweeps up any leftover spending and converts it into transferable ultimate rewards points through the Sapphire Preferred's transfer access. No two of these cards are doing the same thing. No dollar of spending is wasted in a low-earning category. And critically, you do not need all 4 right away. Start with the Sapphire Preferred. Build your track record for 12 months. Then layer in the Amex Gold, then the Venture X, then the Freedom Unlimited as your profile and spending pattern support each edition. This is a portfolio you build over time, not overnight. Before I give you the final numbers, I want to be honest with you about the risks, because no strategy worth your time should be presented without them. The risk mitigation framework here comes down to 3 things. First, carry zero balance. This entire framework works because you are using credit as a short-term float tool, not as financing. The moment you start carrying a revolving balance, the interest charges will wipe out every dollar of reward value you have accumulated. And then some. I cannot overstate this. It is the single condition that makes or breaks the entire approach. Second, sequence your applications carefully. Applying for several cards in a short period triggers multiple hard inquiries and can hurt both your score and your approval odds for the next application in line. Space them out. Third, do an annual fee audit every year. Look at each card you hold, calculate the credits you actually used against the fee you paid, and make a clear-eyed decision. If a card is net negative after credits, either downgrade it or close it, but check what that does to your average account age and your utilization before you do. Alright, let us look at the actual final calculation for $1,000 in travel value, because I want you to see the math in plain terms. A welcome bonus on the Chase Sapphire Preferred, valued conservatively at 1.5 cents per point, has historically delivered somewhere between $750 and $1,000 USD in free travel before you earn a single ongoing point. The Amex Gold's welcome bonus, valued the same way, lands in a similar range. When you stack those 2 bonuses and add 12 months of category match earning on dining, groceries, and travel, you are comfortably past the $1,000 mark on a 2-card setup alone. The Venture X and the Freedom Unlimited, as I said, are optimization layers. They compound the ongoing earn rate and expand your redemption options, but you do not need them to hit the target. The $1,000 is not the ceiling. For many people with moderate to high monthly spending, the first-year value is significantly higher. But even at the conservative end, the architecture holds. Individual results will vary based on your spending volume, how you redeem, and whether you hit the welcome bonus threshold through organic spending. But the system itself is sound and has been replicable for a long time. Before we end, Here are the 6 critical things I want you to take away from this. 1. Welcome bonuses are the fastest path to free travel. Sequence your applications, hit the minimum spend through organic purchases, and let the lump sum bonus do the heavy lifting. Nothing in ongoing spending comes close to this return in the same time frame. 2. Transferable points are worth far more than their face value. Chase Ultimate Rewards and Amex Membership Rewards are flexible instruments. Never cash them out at 1 cent per point when transfer partners can deliver 2 to 3 times that value on the right redemption. 3. Build a non-redundant portfolio, not a card collection. Every card in this framework fills a gap the others cannot. Sapphire preferred for travel and dining, Amex Gold for groceries and dining diversity, Venture X for flat rate everything, Freedom Unlimited as the ecosystem amplifier. 4. Pay before the statement closes, not just before the due date. The balance that reports to credit bureaus is the closing balance. Pay it down early, keep your utilization low, and protect your borrowing capacity for commercial loans or mortgage financing. 5. Business card rewards and tax deductions interact. Get professional advice. If you are running business expenses through rewards cards and deducting them, your CPA needs to be part of this conversation. Do not assume the personal card rules apply to your entity structure. 6. This entire strategy collapses the moment you carry a balance. Treat these cards as float tools, not credit lines. Pay in full, every cycle, without exception. That one discipline is the only real requirement for everything else to work. Alright, let me break down the actual numbers for you. The Chase Sapphire Preferred Welcome Bonus, valued conservatively, delivers somewhere between $750 and $1,000 in free travel. The Amex Gold Welcome Bonus adds another $600 to $900 on top of that. Then your everyday spending on dining, groceries, and travel through year 1 generates roughly $300 to $500 more. Subtract the net annual fees after you use the built-in credits. That is about $100 to $200, and your conservative year 1 total lands somewhere between $1,100 and $2,200 in free travel. And again, that is the conservative number. If you find a strong transfer partner redemption, those same points can stretch significantly further than that math suggests. Please subscribe for more free institutional-grade analysis and credit card strategy that you will not find anywhere else on YouTube. Please click the thumbs up button to like if this video has provided value. Comment below with your questions or content requests. I read everyone. Disclaimer: I am not your financial advisor. This content is for educational purposes only. Individual results will vary. Consult with qualified financial, tax, and legal professionals before making any financial decisions.